You'll probably never make it into space in your lifetime. But what about after death? Sheffield-based company Ascension Flight will scatter your ashes 22 miles above the Earth's surface for less than £1,000. So, how does it work? Dr. Chris Rose, co-founder and director of the Bonkers Brick Company, took us to one of their Derbyshire launch sites to find out.
What we do is we use large meteorological balloons that take our bespoke scatter mechanism high above the Earth, so we have the blackness of space, the curvature of the Earth and the thin blue line of the atmosphere, and we scatter the ashes of the loved one in front of this beautiful vista and capture all of this on a video experience which is ultimately shared with the customers. Eventually the balloon will be bigger than a 2-story house. It will be 15 meters in diameter, and that's the point it will reach its failure point. It will burst, which allows our parachute to deploy and bring our capsule and our mechanism safely down to Earth. I suppose in the true terms of the word weird, it is weird because it's different, it's new and it's bold, and everything that was new and bold in the past has been at one point considered weird. But I think one thing I try and impress upon people when they're talking to us for the first time is that your loved ones are in safe hands.
Chris set up Ascension Flights with fellow space nut Dr. Alex Baker after they met at Sheffield University. Since beginning launches in 2018, they've sent 50 people skyward, with another 25 lined up for this year. But Ascension Flights aren't the only company offering extraterrestrial burials. In 2018, US company Elysium Space launched a gram each of 100 people's ashes into the heavens on this SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. After the capsule was ejected, families could track their loved ones' remains until they eventually burned up in the atmosphere.
So for the purposes of today's launch, we're not using a genuine human offering. We're going to use a synthetic ash.
And just seat this guy in the stand. A lot of people like to play a little bit of music or something, so we'll kind of, like on a day like this when it's nice and still, it's perfect for it. You can kind of stand there with the balloon ready and they play a song, say a few words.
The part that we can play is much more of a celebration than it is a somber moment. They're quite stretchy. People tend to have dealt with the death to some degree already, and we're kind of much more of a celebration of that person's life.
We really did think it would be just the geeky types, with the greatest of respect, that would be, people who were already interested in space that would want to do this. But we've been very surprised by the breadth of the demographic. We've had people use our services, young, old, male, female, different religions.
One of the first ones we did actually, it was almost like a party. There was 30, 40 people there, all to kind of celebrate and hang out, and then there was a big countdown and we let off on
voyage.
The release is typically the most emotional part, is it's actually physically letting go of your loved one.
It's very much a release for the person who's been holding on to so much emotion up to that point.
We have people that look out of their window on snowy days and get in touch with us and say, it snowed today and it means ever so much more to me than it ever did in the past, because I know that's that loved one who's returning to Earth as rain or snowfall.
For people who were adventurers or explorers or kind of wish they had more adventure exploring in their life, I think it is a nice way to give them kind of that send-off.